is me. I'm going to practice my inherited traits lesson plan that I have put together for science. um, this lesson would be geared towards students who are in the third grade, and it would correspond with the student standard or the Common Core standard. Analyze and interpret data to provide evidence that plants and animals have traits inherited from parents. So at the beginning of my lesson, I will ask students, how many of you have ever been told that you look like your mom, dad, or a relative? And then students will raise their hand. I've been told I look like my mom because I have blonde hair. So I would talk to students. Before I would have students raise their hand, I would have them discuss with their shoulder partner about traits that they share with a parent. I will do my teacher signal, so flat tire, and they say shh. So I have their attention again, and I would call on a couple students to have them share in what ways do they look like their parent or their relative. And I would give praise. Thank you so much for sharing. Well, hey, we're going to start off playing a little game at the beginning of this lesson. So here I have a small packet of pictures that I will hand out for you and your shoulder partner to share. These are pictures of celebrities or famous people and their children. They're all mixed up, and what your job is, you are going to pair the correct celebrity with their right child. I'm going to time you. You're going to have about 3 minutes to discuss with your partner to decide on a pair, all right? And there are 6 pairs total. So I'm going to set the timer, and I'll let them go for it, and they'll have time to explore, kind of discuss with their partner their reasoning between, why they decided they wanted to pair which celebrity with which student. And after 3 minutes, I will have my key projected on the screen, and we'll go over each one, and then if they get a pair right, we'll do a little praise, like snaps for the winner or whoever got that pair correct. So then I'll give praise, say, hey, you guys did so awesome. I want to know, what was your strategy? How did you know to pair Reese Witherspoon, this famous actress who is blonde? I wouldn't say that, but how did you know to pair Reese Witherspoon with her daughter, Ava? And then I would hope some students would say, oh, well, they both have blonde hair, or they both have blue eyes. And that's how I knew. So I will definitely lead conversations in the right direction, listing off traits that each celebrity shared with their son or daughter. And then I'll say, hey, this is exactly what we're going to talk more about today, traits. Everybody say traits. Today we're going to learn, I'll state my objective. Today we're going to learn all about inherited traits, what they are, and what some examples of inherited traits are. So it'll be fun. I'll definitely be sure to state my behavioral expectations, and after I have given time to explore, we'll go into explaining a little bit more about what traits are. So what exactly are traits, third graders? Well, a trait is a characteristic that makes a person or an animal different from others. So an example could be maybe a striped coat is a trait of a tiger. Traits cause you to have that one kind of look, the way you look. The traits that each of us have were given to us by either our mother or father, and these traits are responsible for how you look. These specific kinds of traits are called inherited traits. If a trait is inherited, that means that the trait was handed down to you from your family. You may have noticed you have the same eye color as one of your parents. This is because you inherited that trait from that parent. So what if you have a sibling and you have the same parents? Does that mean that you two have all the same traits? No way. Siblings inherit some of the same traits and some different traits from each parent, but nobody in the world, not even your brother or sister, has the exact same traits as you. So you're very unique. You are who you are, and yeah, that's just what makes you unique. So as we continue with this lesson, I would say, it's very important to remember these 2 things. Number 1, traits cause us to look the way that we do. And number 2, we inherit traits from our parents. So, and then we would continue with a worksheet. We would do our assessment, And for closure to the lesson, I will call on students again for a couple of examples of inherited traits just for clarity, a little bit of reteaching, maybe have some leadership opportunities for students to reteach a buddy or a partner kind of what was gone over, and then I will collect all of the worksheets and I'll instruct students with what is next after we finish the lesson. So anywho, that's a big summarization of what my lesson would look like. I actually taught this lesson to my third grade class last semester. So they really, really enjoyed it. They loved the chance that they had to explore, and it was a great opportunity for them, and they really learned a lot. So that is my lesson of inherited traits.